Good afternoon. I usually don't do videos at this time of the day, but you may or may not know if you're at the office. You may not know. Oh my God, now I know why I don't do videos. You may not know that the Dow, last time I looked a couple minutes ago, was down 1,600 points. Big down. Gold was also down a bit, not terribly down, but down a bit. And people are freaking out, literally freaking out about the tariff strategy. Um, it's a very good strategy. You're going to go through some bumps. So I'm going to tell you how you might diminish some of the challenges you have going forward, that this might help you, okay? So a lot of, if you listen to where, basically we're giving everybody in the world 10% 10% tariff to start, and then it goes up, UK and anyway, so those are over 20%. And what the strategy is, that if you look at what the world has been charging Americans, it's way, way more to their advantage than to our advantage. So we're now going to try and make what's good for the goose good for the gander. And it's going to be bumpy along the way. Vietnam is having tariffs. So anyway, let's just cut to the chase. Go out today on your way home. If you need any basic clothing to get you through the next year or two, and that means if you have kids and they're going to need t-shirts, underwear, bras, socks, things like that, you can probably still get those at a decent price at Walmart, because I was there relatively recently and they're not sold out of everything yet. So it would be very wise to go there. The Dollar Tree, maybe. The Dollar General. We don't have any of those near us. Well, if they do, I don't go to those. I don't know about those. But if you need basics, just basic stuff that you know around your house or in your person, if you need especially clothing. So I noticed LL Bean and a lot of other places get their clothing from China, Vietnam, the Philippines. And let's say your winter coat's not very great and you thought, oh, next year I'm going to go pick up a winter coat. It's getting to be at the end of the winter now. There'll be some slight sales on if you go today or tomorrow, and grab that coat now. Boots, shoes, warm socks, mittens, hats. Buy it now because the prices are going to be up 10, 20, 30%. So it's a better investment if you know you're going to use these things than it is to hang on to your money and wait to see what happens. All right, let me just think of what else. Okay, I'll talk about this all the time, but your food supply, you need to go get your seeds, and it's springtime, not where I am, but almost. And you need to start practicing growing some food, because you need to lessen your load and stress of worrying about the prices of the food. So if you have to buy your berries from somebody else because it's harder to grow berries and it takes longer, but you can grow your own lettuce very easily, or you can grow peppers and cucumbers very easily. It took me a couple years to learn how to do just the basics. So you want to go get what you need now. And practice. It's going to be a little change in your way of living, but it's going to be a bumpy road, and the plan is absolutely fabulous. I can see light at the end of the tunnel, but it is going to be a bumpy road. So make sure you don't wait till, oh, a month or two down the road, because that month or two down the road, you could have saved maybe 10, 20, 30% on the cost of the things that you absolutely need already. So it's a little bit of a strategy. Get ahead of the game a little bit. Don't be hit and overwhelmed by the game. Now, those of you that still have stuff in the stock market, it's going to be bumpy for a while. And I don't know if you've all been through 2008, 2009. The market was down significantly, 30, 40, 50%. And it was very devastating for people who are retiring soon, like 2010, 2011, 2012, and they just lost a big, huge chunk of their money. I know we've had this conversation before, but you need to think ahead now. It's not time to be laissez-faire on your affairs, and you're going to need to get involved in your own investing. Do not, and you know you've heard me say this a lot of times, do not rely upon the education of others to guide you, because a lot of the guidance in the investment industry is not necessarily out for the best of you, for you in the long run. And my last word, I didn't even mean to make this. My last word is there's currently 5,000 banks in the United States that are considered small to mid-sized regional banks. If the poopy hits the fan, some of those banks are going to go under and they're not going to be rescued. There's a thing called a bail-in that changed since 2008, 2009. You now have not bailouts, but you have bail-ins. So these regional banks are allowed to take your money. Let's say you put in, I'm just going to use round numbers, $100,000. And they don't have the money and they're going to go bankrupt. They can take your $100,000 and give you a note saying, we will pay you back. You now own 10% or 1% or whatever it is of the bank's stock. And they will have legally up to 99 years to pay you back. So be very careful about leaving a lot of your money in a bank. The larger, too big to fail banks might get bailed out. Yellen said that the too big to fail banks are more likely to get bailed out. She has come out and said the smaller regional banks, they'll decide on a bank-by-bank basis. But other than that, she's making no promises for those 5,000 regional banks. And over 500 are on the watch list, which means they're in trouble. So I just want you to protect yourselves. Most of us have not been through really, really challenging times. Even 2008, 2009, if you were relatively conservative, you did just fine. It's the people that weren't that really got hit over the head. And you need to have self-discipline to get rid of your credit card debt and stop charging on credit cards. If you need the credit cards, you're the people that need to stop using them. If you pay your credit cards off every month, still try to stop use them, start paying in cash. Really bumpy road is a nice way to put it. So y'all be careful. If you need to know something specifically or have questions, write them down below on my YouTube channel, and I'll address them and tell you what I think, at least. I think this is a good path, and we needed to do this, and no one's had the fortitude and strength to force our hand. And we all voted for this, and I think we're going to be definitely better off for this challenge time. But you need to know it is going to be challenging time, because we're now paying for all that free money you got during COVID, easy, lower rates, everything, and easy credit. People have been given easy credit. I also noticed that the highest credit score you can get now is not 850, it's 900. So that's something that sort of passed by me. I look at my credit score often because I always wonder, why don't I have perfect credit? And so I'm close to there, but it was just a surprise to me. Okay, I love you all. Take care of the people that you love. Everybody's going to be worried. The adults are going to be worried. The younger people won't know any better, and they've never been through tough times, so they won't comprehend. And some of you, I know I'm speaking to, won't understand how challenging this is going to be. It's going to be very, very challenging. Go out and get those things that you can now that haven't been increased by the tariffs yet, that are currently in the stores. Stock up. Stock up. We'll have more conversations in the next couple of days. And big hugs to everyone. You can do this. You wouldn't be watching this channel wanting to find out how to protect yourself if you weren't already thinking about these things. So just be careful. Okay, adore you. Keep on smiling. I would have met you at the beach, but it's still raining out. So, and I put out, just for those of you who listen, I put out my little vegetable plants, and it was cold at night. I thought, oh my gosh, the little lettuce is going to die. It's so cold, but they've made it through. So we'll give it another day tomorrow, and we'll see how they do. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start a whole new batch. Okay, big hugs. Talk to you soon. Sorry, I get talking away and with a lot of mishmash, but I hope this is helpful to you. Okay, love y'all. Bye-bye.